I don't think I mentioned to you before, I saw a girl on the tube, she had a bag, and she was quite gothy. She had a bag, and it sort of had like a Barbie's head, kind of sort of defaced hanging from there, and loads of badges and tassels and little motifs and odd things, and she decorated the bag. And then had sort of things like, you know, legalise cannabis, and ban the bomb, you know, and stop the war.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to grab her and say, you doing much about the war, or are you working mainly on the bag?
Yeah, you spent most of the year
you're filling in the petitions, are you doing the marches,
collecting
or is it largely
badges.
the bag you're focused on?
Oh dear.
I'll tell you another thing, that a fashion mistake that always offends me whenever I see it, is an Englishman of any age wearing cowboy boots.
I had cowboy boots. I
can't believe it.
When I was 18, right, I went out and got a pair of cowboy boots. The cheapest, I mean, they were the only ones I could afford. Awful.
Why?
I mean,
was that
they were like clogs that came up to the knee. They were so uncomfortable.
And why did you get them? Who was wearing them at the time that you thought they were cool?
Clint Eastwood.
Right. Okay.
And I had cowboy boots. I put segs in them.
What segs?
Which the little things you nail into the bottom.
So they sort of clip-clop as well.
Right. So I'm 18, right? Those tight jeans, so tight in fact, I thought I had to went to the doctor and I said my balls are aching, and I went off. I said I've got a pain in my epididymis and all this, which I was doing biology, and he went, your jeans are too tight, they're squashing your balls, right? So I had cowboy boots, right, and pale ones, not even sort of like finished properly, sort of like just the raw sort of leather, cheap wooden bits at the bottom, segs, really tight Levi's, and a red sweatshirt with bullshit on it. That was a present.
Just embroidered on?
I looked pretty hot, baby. Oh yeah. Yeah. And I remember once as well, this was really embarrassing. I had leather jacket, and
how old were you?
Oh, this is embarrassing, 26, I think. And I just had a nice leather jacket, right? But I was bored one day, and so it's about 1986, 87.
Yeah.
87, must have been. And I just painted on the lapel a little acid. And that didn't last.
And were you going to acid house raves at the time?
No, of course not. No. But I remember that one didn't last long. That was in the bottom of the wardrobe immediately. Yeah. I knew at the time. I just thought, what is that?
Yeah.
But I forgive anyone, sort of anything up to about the age of 25, right?
I don't know.
But I mean, it's getting close there, yeah. But certainly up to the age of 20. But it's the 40-year-olds. It is the 40-year-olds that just still have a little go. Goths are the best. Goths are the best.
Or the cowboy stuff, because there's never been a culture of cowboys in this country.
I know,
so you see the 40-year-old guy with the kind of cowboy jacket with the tassels.
Yeah.
You know, or the bootleg tie.
Add that, yeah. Went to that, yeah.
Because you've been through most phases. This is what's interesting to me about you, is you're quite self-aware.
But the most committed one was probably the New Romantic when I first went to university, so, 18, red bullshit t-shirt and tight jeans. Within a couple of months, David Sylvian, just full makeup and that.
Can I ask, because having never really subscribed to one of those fashions, one of those styles, with something like New Romantic, which you've got to be quite committed, do you ease into that slowly, start wearing a bit of nail polish, maybe an earring, and then you work your way in, or you went whole hog?
No, I remember the first time I did it, was the sort of like the first disco in my first year. Just borrowed someone's makeup, put it on, stopped at the chin, hadn't quite got the sort of like a mannequin,
right?
And then I sort of got better at it, I suppose.
Right.
Wanted to look like David Sylvian. That was the idea, and then it sort of.
And so you had to literally go out and sort of start again with your wardrobe, presumably. The cowboy boots went out, the tight jeans. You had to literally go to a shop and buy an outfit, a New Romantic outfit.
No, it was okay because in those days it was a suit. So New Romantic, you wore the suit. I didn't wear all the sort of like pirate gear and pixie boots. I sort of wore the suit and luckily before I went away I'd bought a suit from my mum's catalogue, which was one of those woolen ones that went bobbly. So not quite David Sylvian. Yeah. But at least I was having a go. Yeah. Well, respect.
Have you ever subscribed to any of those fashions, Carl?
Nah, just going
for the gay look now, and he wears Ben Sherman's and he shaves his head.
I remember wanting some Dr. Martens.
Yeah.
And my mum worked at a college in a canteen. And she knew I wanted some, but she got some. There was an old woman who worked in the canteen who said she had some, and it turned out to be like little granny boots. And I ended up having them for a bit.
With a little zip up the front.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, brilliant! Did you wear them?
For a bit.
Yeah. Well, you might as well. Want not. Waste not, want not. Play a record.
Have some ads.
All right. White Stripes. The hardest button to button. Steve. I've got to find out the answer. It's been driving me mad. How many words are there in the English language? Does anyone know?
Define your terms. By English language, you mean English words.
Yeah, I don't mean how many words are there in a dictionary with all slang, different, how many English words are there that you say were English words, you know? Not
But there are so many of them which
yeah,
are
but not
derived from-
phrases, not slang necessarily. But
what about English words which are derived from French, Celtic, all the rest of it?
Well, like, you know, cliches, okay, but they have they have other languages in them. But how many different English characters are there?
Right.
Because
there was
words,
some
not
news.
characters.
There was some news a few weeks ago about a fella who could, if you said a word to him, right, he'd say, "Yeah, that's on page 36 of the dictionary," right? And they said he remembered 80,000 words, right? So that's in a little dictionary. They said it's 80,000 words.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so does that clear that up?
well, I thought there was about 100,000, right, English words in use, not counting all the other little bits and pieces, phrases, slang. Like, I think I is in there now. Ali G, popular. Now, I don't know whether I should count that or not.
Well, if you're one of our listeners, perhaps if you know somebody who finished school, you could maybe pop next door, get them, ask them, and then email in the answer, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk if you've got an answer for that. Phil
Honestly,
Collins.
right, okay, I don't know what the PC term is for this, but I honestly think, I think you're quite bright, you know, I think you're quite streetwise and all that things, but I actually think, oh, I've got to be so careful here not to offend people, but I think you might be,
Could you maybe describe it through a sound?
you might be educationally subnormal. Does that worry you? No.
I've got by all right. I'm not going to worry about it now. You know what I mean? I'm 30. You know what I mean? Why start worrying about it now?
But you've got the mind of a 12-year-old.
So what?
Sure.
You know what I mean? I don't worry about stuff. If you don't know about stuff, you don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
Well, if he's educationally subnormal, I'm afraid also Matt Briggs of South East London is as well,
Well
because he
done,
got all
Matt,
three
well
right,
done.
as did a number of other people.
Well done. Well done.
that.
Yeah,
So he's won that stuff.
he has indeed. Player Echo, we've also got your film quiz coming up, and Monkey News, we're all looking forward to that.
Right.
Monkey News.
Bit of Bowie.
Yeah, one of my favourite Bowie songs of all time, Letter to Hermione from Space Oddity.
If you've got any Christmas shopping, I should show up and do that now.
Letter to Hermione, David Bowie. Well, we've had the most convincing answer, that it's about 290,000 actual words, but possibly 3 million in our vocabulary, using all jargon and scientific stuff and all that.
Sure.
290,000. Still a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot.
We know so little, don't we?
Apparently the average person has about 20,000 words in their
is it?
vocabulary
Right.
and uses maybe 2,000 a week.
Really?
Yeah. Carl, obviously, slightly bringing that average down.
Carl, what do you think of that?
Single figures.
What's the matter? Get by. Why have you got to use longer words messing about and that? Told you. That word about old. Anti-dipuian or something. Just say old. That's a bit old, isn't it? That's a bit anti-dipuian and that. What's the point?
Yeah.
Get to the point.
Sure.
Busy.
Right, okay, are you in a film this week, Carl?
We're doing that now.
Yeah, go on. Get it over with.
Hang on a minute then.
Get it over with. Let's get this show over with. We can go home. You can go off to Lanzarote and sit on some ash.
Some charcoal.
He's not happy about that. That's annoyed him. The listeners have all ganged up on him.
Yeah.
XFM giving him 2 CDs.
We've had more calls for his resignation this week than ever before.
What do you think of that, Carl?
What do you mean?
There's another reason.
Do you know what I mean, though? Because he's grumpy, he's not just giving it, he goes, well, I can't help it, can I? I don't want it. You're being paid well to do a job. People have tuned in to be entertained, to have good songs. Me and Steve are working
I'm pressing
here.
the buttons. I'm paid to press the buttons. That's what I'm doing. Has every CD started on time?
Then
Yeah.
why would they give you Monday off if you just paid to press the buttons?
Don't get every other Monday off, do I?
So have you stopped doing that now, have you?
Well, yeah.
Why?
Because there's work to do and that. But I'm not moaning about it. Let's get on with it.